computer. Let's do that. Hi, Maria Elena. So tell me a little bit about the story of how people come to you when they are getting on the weight loss drugs and what happens in that room.
So when people are referred to me, I do an initial weight loss consultation. And so it is all weight loss focused. And so I come in the room and I say, "My name is Maria. Welcome to my practice. What are you looking for?" And I just see what they tell me. I want to get healthy. Sometimes people will tell me a lot of information right there, or sometimes they won't. And then I say, "Tell me about your weight history, all the way back to childhood. As a little kid, were you normal weight?" And so and as I start to get this history, it starts to help kind of guide me of what the specific person's issues may be. And I say, "At what age did you start gaining weight? What was going on in your life at that time? And then did you ever have any rapid gains or losses? Was there anything specific going on in your life at that time?" Many people, it's that weight history that they will open up and they will give me all sorts of information: trauma, divorce, abusive parents, restrictive parents. I find out so much about people in that weight history. Tell me about your activity history. Do you have issues with emotional eating? Do you feel like you have binge eating disorder? Then we go down a binge eating disorder screening. Have you ever had an eating disorder? Do you drink alcohol? Do you get food cravings? What kind of cravings? What programs, supplements, diets, what have you done in the past to try to lose weight? And then I ask them, what are your barriers? What do you feel like are your challenges of why you've struggled to lose weight? And then I'm going to summarize what they say. So if I'm hearing you right, this is what I hear. And then I say, how motivated are you to change? On a 0 to 10 scale, 0 is not at all, 10 is very motivated. How motivated are you to change? And then I get a motivation. If they're not an 8 through a 10, they may not be ready. And I just take that with a grain of salt. And then we go through some general recommendations for weight loss, and we go through the medications and the biology and all that kind of stuff.
Fantastic. And that sounds very familiar to our coaching protocols. So
Doesn't
it's
it?
lovely to hear exactly what we do. Um, and it's very good that you do that, because it's nice to find out where somebody is. I mean,
Mhm.
they say prescription without learning about the person first, without diagnosis, is malpractice. So the fact that you're taking the time out to ask specific questions and then go down certain pathways is brilliant. My question was going to be, is there a pattern of abuse that you see for the people is there any specific patterns? Is there anything that you see? I really like to follow patterns. I've been trained on that. So I'm curious.
Lots of either trauma or abuse. And so when you have, especially like early weight gain in the teen years, the 20 years, there is a lot of patients who have been through either physical or emotional abuse, or some sort of trauma, big trauma, like a divorce of parents, or, a divorce of a family, or a loss of someone in their lives. And then that's where they really turn to food as a coping mechanism.
Is there a certain weight amount? I noticed with one study, there was a certain weight amount. Do you see a pattern of a certain amount of weight that any of these groups have to lose, the trauma, the physical abuse?
I haven't seen the exact amount, but I can tell you that my morbidly obese patients have lots more trauma in their life.
Okay, that helps. And
Definitely.
so that's easier for those of us that are coaching and that are caring for people to
Mhm.
better understand the questions that we ask, the way we ask them, and how we hold those conversations
Mhm.
is really important. And in society, that we have respect, because we're all carrying around our own stuff. Some people show it,
Definitely.
some people don't. So my other question was going to be for you around bariatric surgeons.
Huh?
Are they going out of business? Is that going to be like the old, or is it going
Yeah.
to be a smaller percentage like it is for us with the protein supplements versus doing the supplements with the weight loss drugs? What do you
Good
think?
question. So I'll answer that in two different ways. So what's really interesting is a big system here in my city actually shut down one of our weight loss physicians in the area who had 5,000 patients, because he was taking money away from the bariatric surgeons at that organization. And so that was heartbreaking. A good bariatric surgeon, so I have several bariatric surgeons that come to St. Louis Obesity Society and are very involved. A this physician that I just absolutely adore, that is in the St. Louis area, he stood up and he says, "I am only one piece of the puzzle." And we've known this all along. I can change the size of someone's stomach, and I will I will alter where ghrelin interacts, which is the hunger hormone, but I didn't change anything else. I didn't change anything up here. I didn't change the other 50 something hormones that are going on, more that we don't even know yet. And so bariatric surgery is only one piece of the puzzle. And that's why many people are not long-term successful, because they might be able to reduce portions and the amount of food that they're eating, but you still have all the abnormalities and the hormones and the neurochemicals in their body that you haven't addressed, or their habits.
Yeah.
And so the future for bariatric surgeons really is to have a comprehensive team, and the good ones that I know have that. So they have health coaches, they have usually a nurse practitioner or a physician who's prescribing medications. Lots of bariatric patients are on GLP-1s after bariatric surgery. You have a personal trainer, and you have a therapist or a counselor. So having a comprehensive team and not just a surgeon that sends them out the door.
So what I hear you saying is that we're in all different areas of the epidemic that we're all addressing here. It is partnering with GLP-1. There's a way to use it post-operative is what you're saying. And there's a way to use it so that people, and not everyone's a fit yet. So my final question for you in this lovely interview, and you've done such a beautiful job, so thank you so much for your time, is what's the future look like? I heard there was 50 different drugs that are before the FDA. I know you don't have a magic ball, but what would you say the future looks like for these weight loss drugs, if you had to guess, which is all this is?
I have some insider information because I'm in a speakers bureau.
Oh, well, there you go.
But the next 5 to 10 years is going to be absolutely fascinating. And I'll quote one of my endocrinologists from Washington University, is that it is the best time to be in endocrinology or obesity medicine. The medications that are coming out in the next 5 to 10 years are absolutely amazing. We have ones that are coming out and probably the next year or two that are triple agonists that are even stronger with less side effects, where everybody loses on them. So now what we have right now, not everybody loses on those medications. There's one that's about to come out that everyone loses and everyone keeps losing. There's no maintenance. There's all these medications coming out that target other hormones in the body that we know play a role. There's medications that target specific pathways in people's brains. It's amazing. Not with just obesity, but a lot of our other metabolic conditions. So
you said thank you, the best time to be in obesity medicine. As a coach, trying to stay, valid and in the forefront, as our company has partnered now with the GLP-1 and is educating us. I'm now certified through the company on GLP-1 and have a better understanding. This was so helpful. I can't even tell you. How would you, what advice would you give myself, our team, on the best next step forward so that we can stay relevant, stay connected, and be a part of the solution in this obesity crisis?
Keep doing what you're doing. The coaching aspect of what you guys do is very, very important. And that's the medications have it is the wild, wild west right now, Annie. It's gone crazy. And so people are taking meds, but they're not getting that education and coaching and the guide. And it's very, very important to keep doing the education on the habit changing, because they have to do those other things as well and not just rely on a medication.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just to close, if someone wanted to contact you for further information, is that okay?
It's okay.
Okay. And where would they find you?
My email is probably the best. So maria.walls@bjc.org.
We'll put that in the comments below. Thank you so much for your time and for your focused education. I mean, I learned so much. This is so good. Okay. So